Hey guys, this is my first video ever talking. Since some of you asked me to do a video on how I get my bass tone, I figured why not. Before I begin, I want to mention I do not have experience in professional mixing. That's just what I learned in the past couple of years for myself. For this video I used my Dingwall NG2. Let's start. The first thing I do is I record my bass as a DI track. My DI tone is really boring and straightforward. I have one track called Bass QC, that's for Quad Cortex. I record 2 tracks at the same time. If you're interested in how I got my tone in the Quad Cortex, please go check out my latest video. It's a cover from the band Siamese. I will link it to you here and also in the description. But for this video, I'll just mute the track and go on with my plugin settings. So the reason why I use 2 tracks is simple. I use one for clean low end and one for the high distortion sound, and when I mix it I get my tone sound like this. As you can see down here, I use my distorted sound on a higher level than my clean sound. That's because too much low end would destroy the mix. To start with my clean tone, I use the Neural DSP Darkglass plugin. As you can see here, I just push my bass and cut the treble. Also, there is no distortion on it. I go on a full blend on this, cut the drive down to 0. You can see I don't have much tone here. It's only for the low end and that you have the clarity in your picking style. For my second track I use also a Neural DSP plugin, it's called the Parallax, and this one I use for my high distortion sound. If I mute my clean signal you would have less clarity and less low end. So how do I get my high frequency distortion sound? First of all, I like to reduce the drive sound, so I will cut this and open a new one for you. So that's just the default settings now. Most of the time I get full compression on it. For that video I'll go for like 80%. And also, first thing I do is cut my drive sections. Can get your mix muddy and you want to go there step by step. I like to cut my mid frequencies. It's a different thing if I play for myself bass solo or play with a song, because if I play bass only I like to have my mids a little higher. So we'll just cut the mids down and find a nice spot for the low end to fit in where it's not too massive. I can focus on my high frequencies. Since I do not have any professional background on this, I just play around until I find something I really like. So I like it when the high frequencies are around this area. It's at 2000 Hz. That's where I go to the equalizer. I don't mess around with these frequencies down here, just go for the mids and the high range. First I cut the mid frequencies, especially the low mid frequencies, as we have pushed them in the clean section already. Cutting the low frequencies in the mid section might get your tone a little more precise. What I do for the high section is going up a little, not too much. Because that would sound like it comes from a tiny box, and that's not what I want. So I think that's good. For the mid drive I wouldn't go up more than 50% because then it gets a little muddy. I'll focus on the high drive. This one I push a little more. For this I'll stick with around 60%. And combined with our clean sections, it sounds like this. I think that's fine. Let's hear what it sounds like with the guitars on. I don't add too much in the post section. I only have a simple EQ where I cut the frequencies I don't want to hear. So for that I listen to my bass track and filter the noisy sections and just cut them a little bit. You can hear there's some noisy sound you don't want to hear. So I just cut it a little. That's the same what I did here. Just go where it's most annoying. I think that's here. I cut it a little bit. I also cut a bit of the deep end because when you combine two tracks you get a bunch of low ends. So that's what I do with my tone settings. If you have further questions, just write it down in the comment section and I will answer them as soon as I can. I hope I helped some of you guys. Let me know what you think of this video and if you want to see more content like this. Also let me know if this video had you getting your own tone. But for now, let's listen to the full song.